everyone, it's Kyle Shepard out here for Outlaw Productions covering the CSRA Rockstar Energy Snowcross Series. We're up here in beautiful Sault Ste. Marie. Got a ton of snow on the track. It's a little soft. It's going to get packed down with the groomers. But as you can see, there's already action going on the track, so let's go check it out.
Alright, new to the CSRA this year is a virtual lap pass. So we're going to strap the rider with a GoPro and we're going to give you a first-hand view of what it's like. We're hopping on board with Ian Hayden, number 93 from the Rockstar OTS FF Polaris team. So straight up the ski hill, over the ski jump, over another roller, into a right-hand corner, over a single, back into another right, down the hill, over another single, another right-hand turn, hard on the brakes, sharp left, straight away for 60 feet, right-hand turn, roller, step down, straight away, slight left, into a hairpin 180. This is going to bring you back around to your finish line tabletop jump. And of course all the riders will be hitting this at full speed. So that's going to take you for a virtual lap of Sault Resort here on the CSRA schedule, round 1. We're going to go to our first commercial break. We'll be right back.
As certain as the sun rises and sets around the world, OTS FF Group is dedicated to providing flexible, comprehensive, and reliable transportation solutions. Air transportation, ground transportation, and ocean freight, we offer innovative and custom-built packages specifically designed to meet your transportation needs. OTS FF Group has been keeping shipments moving globally for nearly 2 decades. OTS FF Group, flexible logistics services designed for you.
Alright everybody, welcome back to Sault Ski Resort here in Sault Ste. Marie. Now we're going to start going through the pits and we're going to talk tech tips with mechanics from race teams and we're going to see how they're setting up their sleds today. So let's head on down to the pit and see how they're setting up the sleds.
Alright, well we're back out here in the pits right now. I'm with Adam from Fifth Line Racing. Now you guys came all the way out from Erin, Ontario. Quite a little bit of a drive up here, but what we're kind of featuring right now in the pits is we're talking to all the mechanics, kind of checking out the setups on the sled. So what are you doing today to get this sled ready to win?
Well, most importantly, I mean, your jetting is key. We've got a pretty good temperature drop out this weekend, so we just make sure that we're jetted properly so that we're not blowing up the motors. Clutching is very key on this hard pack surfaces. You want it, you don't want it blowing out the track too quick. You just kind of balance it out. Rear suspension, key. You want weight transfer to get as much hook as you can on this hard pack surface. Other than that, it's up to the rider now.
Yeah. Now it's a start to a very long season. We've got a couple new tracks in the series schedule, and what's like a goal or an aspiration that you guys want to reach for working towards the end of the season?
Championship, obviously. I mean, that's what David wants, and he's been at this 11 years now. And yeah, that's basically what it is. Bottom line, he's going for his championship.
Okay, everybody, keep an eye out for David Selecki, number 226, out there racing this hot Polaris sled. All right, everybody, we're still wandering around the pits down here, and we just ran into Stuart from the London Recreational Race Team. Now, Stuart, talk a little bit about the sleds today, because obviously we're up in Sault Ste. Marie. We just got a ton of snow. Yep. Track's a little bit soft, but what are you guys doing today to get the sled set up for the racing?
Setup similar at most cases, like our base setup. With the cold weather like this, we have to watch our RPMs on the motors and things along that range with our clutches, so that's probably the biggest thing we adjust for this weather. We did most of the fine-tuning on the suspension yesterday during practice, so that shouldn't change a whole lot. So we should be pretty well ready to go, I would hope, but the clutches will change throughout the day, and that's an ongoing, constant adjustment. So.
For sure. Well, appreciate your time here, Stuart, and everyone keep your eye out for these blue, white, and black sleds from London Rec. Check them out. All right, everybody, we decided that we needed to warm up a bit. We came over to the Watkinson Motorsports factory rig, had to come in, warm up a bit, and I ran into Kevin. And Kevin, you've been a mechanic on this team for a little bit. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your role here?
I just I mainly take care of the fuel, make sure it's mixed right, and make sure the trailer's clean and doing the jetting and stuff on the sleds. But we got another mechanic that takes care of the shocks and the clutches and stuff, so I don't have to do a whole lot of it. But just the little stuff and try to make sure everything's going smoothly.
Well, we're out here in Sault Ste. Marie. Track's a little soft today, so what's the team's outlook for setting these sleds up for today?
We're mostly try to set it up so it's as comfortable as possible for him to ride, but still make it go fast. But yeah, the soft snow, it's a little bit of a challenge to get some traction and whatnot, but try a couple little things and make it work.
Now, I'm making it work, so it's all about, right? So, I mean, being that you guys are in a factory rig and all, I mean, you guys are obviously a big team. What, I mean, is the CSRA the only, club that you guys go race for?
No, we spent some time racing in the ISOX series, which is in the States. We just came back from doing 2 races down there, and we thought we'd hit up this race on the way home. Try out a Canadian race again.
Right on. Well, that's not a bad plan. So, everybody keep an eye out for the Watkinson Motorsports Factory rig and these fast-looking sleds. Here with Paul from Barnett Motorsports. Now, Paul, is it just me, or are these sleds multiplying for you?
Oh, yeah. Yep. We've grew the team a little bit this summer. Having a lot of fun. Making sure everybody gets a chance to play and just kind of get them out there and get them enjoying this great sport of racing.
That's what we do. Now, Paul, you've been a mechanic for a while now. How many years have you been in Snowcross for?
Golly, I lose track. I guess well over 10 years.
Well, obviously, you know all the tips and tricks for coming out to these tracks. You've been to pretty much all of them. Now, Sault Ste. Marie, we got a bunch of snow tracks soft out here today. What are you doing? What's your tech advice for today?
It's fairly cold today, so we're just kind of running with a little bit more jet than we would on a milder day, of course, and making sure everything's kind of clean, clutches nice and tidy, belt deflection down to where the rider likes it. Yeah, just out here having fun.
All right. Now, it is the start of the season. Obviously, everyone wants to get that championship, but I mean, what's the team's goals for this year?
Well, just focus on winning qualifiers, winning finals, staying healthy, and having fun.
Perfect.
That's kind of what it's all about.
Right on. Well, thank you very much, Paul. Everybody check out Barnett Motorsports and follow the CSRA.
We're going to take this opportunity to go to another commercial break, and we'll be right back with more CSRA action.
It's so full. I'm standing on the rooftop, ready to fall. I think I'm at the edge now, but I could be wrong. I'm standing on the rooftop, ready to fall. Yeah, I'm standing on the rooftop, ready to fall.
Hey, everybody, we're back out here and ran into Brian over here at the Dayco trailer. Now, Brian, you got a new belt. It's called the XTX belt, and let's get in depth about this because this is a track-proven belt here at the CSRA.
It is. We actually developed this belt at the racetrack starting 5 years ago, and as the compounds changed, we had to do some things. We had a belt was gripping too well on this sled and not enough on that application, so we had to make some modifications, and what we got today is kind of the cream of the crop. It works as well as, if not better than, any OE belt, and we're very pleased with that.
Well, okay, so obviously with the rigorous testing that you got to do, you got to give it out to a couple teams, a couple different riders to get the feedback on all the different kind of sleds. Now, how do you figure out what works on all the sleds when you're making these different kind of compounds for the belts?
That's really difficult because you're dealing with a piece of rubber. It's not a fine-tuned piece of aluminum or anything that you can make exactly the same size. So it's a lot of work. Our boys in the lab down in Springfield, Missouri do a lot of test results. They go to West Yellowstone and test product there. And of course, we test product here and we test product in the field, and we just keep refining and refining and refining. And finally, you get there after a while. And we're there.
Yeah. So besides the rubber compound that you have in the belt, what other materials do you have in it that strengthen it and make it such a good, strong belt?
Well, in the case of the XTX, if you can see here that there's a lot of fiber in here, which makes it very rigid crossways, so it doesn't dish on you and in fact change the center distance when that happens. So it's just loaded with this fabric, which makes it harder, and on the high performance sleds that you need a hard compound, so when that clutch comes in, it doesn't misshape, it just goes.
Well, you heard it from Brian. Grab an XTX Dayco belt at any local dealer that you can get this at and try it out on your sled today. We're taking a break in the chalet here. It's the autograph session time. I'm sitting down here with Dylan Hall from World Distributing. Guy's got an amazing talent. I've been watching him for many years, and he's just getting all his autographs ready here for all the little kids, all the little fans. Dylan, why don't you talk a little bit about Sault Ste. Marie here? It's the first round of the season. What's your expectations going into this?
Oh, we definitely want to come out with a win here. Home circuit here. We were on CSRA for a lot of years. We're down in ISOC now, but the track looks pretty good. It's definitely cold out, so we'll definitely try and get a win though.
Right on. So now with with the track, it's a lot of fresh snow, so it's going to be soft. It's going to pack down. So what do you guys think you're going to do for adjustments today? You're going to start the suspension out a little stiff and then soften it up, or total reverse?
We're definitely going to start with a little soft. Yesterday in practice, we were way too stiff for this track. It was very icy. Not a whole lot of rough stuff, so you can definitely get away with a softer sled.
Just making our way around the autograph table, and I ran into a good friend of mine here, Jacob Roscoe-Fong, talented rider coming up through the ranks. Jacob, what are you looking forward to this season, man? You got a lot on your plate.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to another great year. Last year was awesome with the team. Everyone's great. It's always good coming out to these events, seeing everyone, hanging out and getting racing, having fun, winning events.
Well, obviously winning the events is it's a huge highlight to the weekends, but besides that, what's the big thing out here that you enjoy the most? Is it the fans? Is it hanging out with your buddies? What is it?
All of it adds up. Family, friends, out on the track, great courses, lots of snow. This weekend's crazy amount of snow, which is great. It's just a combination of everything, hanging out with family, friends, with the team. Everyone's great. Everyone's out here to win, obviously, but on the side of that, at night, it's a great time hanging out with everyone, working on sleds. It's awesome.
Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? How many years have you been doing Snowcross for? And where do you want to see this taking you? You want to be like Ian? You want to go to X Games one day with all this, or what's your overall game plan for it?
Yeah, that's the primary goal. X Games and being a pro champion, of course. It's obviously all of us. We're out here for that, so it's going to be good. So for sure, getting up there on the podium, pro light, making my way up, and hopefully X Games soon. ISOC, we've been running that series, which is awesome and good.
All right, well, there was one more stop on the autograph table, and obviously we had to come talk to the pro women racers, and I got Brittany Thompson here and Shelby Mahone. These girls battle hands down on the track, fisticuffs, goes crazy. But once they're out off the track, they're good friends. So, guys, what's it like, on and off the track for you?
I love being off the track. It's so much fun being able to actually talk to the girls, and if Brittany passes me or one of the girls passes, I'm excited for them. I see someone else on the podium and I'm right there going, congrats guys, you worked so hard. So I love it. It's really the best part of it.
Yeah, I find all the girls help one another out, and we're all friends on the track and off the track. So
everyone, don't forget, you can get autographs. Come meet the pros, sit down, have a couple questions with them. Get some sweet posters, hang them up on your wall, and you got something to look up to. All right, so we got enough shots in and around the pits. Been talking mechanics, teams all day about their setups. Obviously, the sleds are out on the track. They're doing a great job. Track's holding up, but we need to get shots from the inside of the track. But before we go in there, we got to get ourselves a tech vest. Now, what these things do is they protect us in case we are hit by a sled. Now, I got to get my hands on one around here somewhere. All right, perfect. There we go. So we got our tech vest. Stay tuned. You're going to get some shots from the inside of the track.
Now, it's not only the big sleds that are out here on the track today. We have the little 120cc's, and this is where every racer gets their start. They start at the bottom, they work their way to the top. As they get older, they get bigger sleds, and they go faster. But here at the CSRA, we proudly represent the start of newcomers to the sport. We'll catch up with some of these racers as the season progresses, and we'll see who's at the top.
It is out front, number 969, Ronnie Venue.
All right, still in the pits, guys, out here checking everything out. And you know what? Ran into Brandon Bradbury. You know, you come from Yellowknife. It's a 4-day drive. Last year you came out. It was like the ultimate underdog story. You only got a truck and a sled. You're making things happen. Now you're taking over as mechanic for your own race team, essentially. What is it that that you're down here doing? What are you proving? And what's this mean to you, man?
This means the world to me. I love being down here. I love racing. Basically, the reason why I came down here is because I went last year and I did pretty well and thought all summer and decided that I want to come down for the full season and go for some points.
That's sweet, man. Now, out here today in Sault Ste. Marie, we got a ton of snow. Obviously, the track's a little bit soft. It will pack down, but what are you doing to your sled right now to set it up?
Right now, we just unloaded off the truck there, pick off some ice that's all over it, and basically get it ready for race one. If I need to make some changes, then we'll make some changes and make sure every nut and bolt is tight and all that maintenance and all that stuff.
So you haven't even had a practice yet?
Well, we practiced yesterday, and that was basically my first time on a track all year. I put 2 hours on it and put a break-in period through it, and that's about it. Yesterday was my first practice.
Right on. Well, everybody keep an eye out for this kid, number 22 in the Arctic Cat.
Okay, the pro racers are heading towards staging. The groomer is out on the track, just preparing the surface, making it smooth like butter again. And see a bunch of the fans are crowded around. They're all kind of getting it ready and anticipating the start of the pro mod race. So everyone's lined up and staging, but we're going to go to Rob from Amsoil real quick to get a product review.
Notice that Amsoil's got a booth here, and I'm standing here with Rob now. Rob, why don't you tell us a little bit about all the products here, because I'm kind of looking around. I see oils, I see greases, octane boosters. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about what you got here?
Well, we sell synthetic oils. Synthetic oil is a man-made oil. We have a specially designed oil for the snowmobile industry. We have our regular 2-cycle oil for all the people who just want to trail ride and everything. We have the interceptor for the new skidoos, for the exhaust valves and everything. And for the guys here racing, we have the Dominator oil. Gives you more horsepower, more performance, just what the racers want.
Well, that's perfect. So obviously, Amsoil, it's a big part of everything to do with the CSRA and racing. It's obviously track proven out here because a lot of the guys run it. Now, is this only a racing product, or can you use this in your day-to-day snowmobile if you're going down the trails? I mean, you can put it in sleds, ATVs, whatever else, right?
We have the everyday oil for your boats, snowmobiles, and everything, and then we have our special snowmobile oil for the new performance machines, but we do have the racing oil. So we have all 3 lines covered.
Perfect. Well, why don't you tell us about one of your top products here that you got that you really want to push out here at the Snowcross series?
Well, we really push our racing oil, but most of our customers like to buy the Interceptor. The main purpose of the Interceptor is no ash. The exhaust valves in the snowmobile now, if you have an oil with an ash in it, will clog up the exhaust valves. The exhaust valves get dirty, you're down on horsepower, it doesn't perform the way it should be. So if you have a no ash oil like Amsoil, you get more horsepower, more performance, longer engine life, just what everybody wants.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for your time, Rob. And for you, the consumer at home, if you got a chance to check it out, go on Amsoil online, take a look at all their products, try it out, and let us know how you feel about it.
Oh man, it's gonna get real tight. Can't move. Oh, lost it.
Battery dead? Froze.
Now open again, heading down the far side. Drop him on, game.
in and moving up. It's going to be tied. Watch everything. Corey walks up from RJ Motorsports. Speedworks. Then now it's going to be number 219, Jimmy Byers. The rookies are coming out strong. Then it looks like number 421, Dylan Hall down the tail end here in the Pro Open Final. Everybody getting bounced around the start. Question is, who's going to be able to hold on to it the longest? Corey Watson from Port Carney, Ontario. Shoreline Construction, RJ Motorsports, Speedworks, backing up the Artie Cat Racer. Down the left side, who's going to skate out on the Amsoil drop area. 125 feet plus. And here for Corey Watkinson. We've got number 144 now moving up into second place. That's going to be Master Filler from the Valkyrie back. He's going to put the power on. Number 217, Sean McCulley. It's going to be Ian Hayden. He's pushing it down in the snow dust. Hayden bounces off. There's four of them. Samuel made it all around the corner here in the Pro Open Mod. Getting on the throttle, keep an eye on the number 93. Here we go with the Black Polaris again, the Rockstar Ocean Transport player starting to work it up. Number 93, Ian Hayden. Hayden moves into third place. He was back in about fifth, now in third. Hayden again just going around. Number 219, Jamie Byers from Tinkle, Amsoil, and Super Track Magazine. Ian Hayden in the game, the number 1 point holder. Six-time Canadian champ, putting the pressure on. Two rookies again out in front of him. Again with a 7 lap finals. Number 173, Corey Watkinson. He's racing all by himself. Huge lead. Yeah, now it's going to be number 144, Max Chappelle from the Valkyrie back. Now here comes number 93, Ian Hayden from Holland. Ian Hayden a quarter lap behind the leader. There's number 99. That's like number 217. Sean McCarty from Monica Country Corners moves up on the other side. Number 7, the 20, Chris Robertson, still racing up a 3/4 pack here in the Pro Open Mod. Number 440, Nicholas Bowman from Noble, Ontario. And here's number 421, Dylan Hall from Roller Germany and Skidoo. Out front, right on the edge. It's going to be right cut out here, number 799, trying to move up. Still again from Bailey Metal Products, almost over the berm. He cuts it down in the inside. Again, he's still holding on to about 4th place here in the Pro Open Mod. It's still number 93, Ian Hayden. Polaris, Rockstar Energy, Ocean Transport, sitting in 3rd place right now. Number 144, Max Chappelle, finds it up. Go Fast Energy Drink. Then helping out our 2nd place. But it's Speedworks, RJ Motorsport, and then Artie Cat backing up a leader. The white flag is out. Hayden still holding on to the top 3 spot here in the Pro Open Mod. 799, still again holding on to 4th place. Trying to keep the snow going. He has 125 foot Rockstar finish line. White flag is still on. Watching the leaders. Check it flag is getting ready. From Shoreline Construction. RJ Motorsport and Speedworks. Number 173, Corey Watkinson. He'll grab the win in the Pro Open Mod. 144, just calling it out. Here at the 125-foot mark. We'll finish up here in 2nd place. Number 93, Ian Hayden. Rockstar, Ocean Transport, and Polaris will finish up in 3rd spot. Get here in the Pro Open Mod.
All right, everybody, that is the end of the day. We just finished the Pro Open Final. We're not going to have any more races for the day. It's getting a little dark, but I'm standing here with Corey. And Corey, you walked away with that victory, man. I seen you lapping guys, just flying down the track. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, my mechanic, James from RJ Motorsport, had my clutching super fast today. We pulled every whole shot, led every lap all day, so I'm really happy with that. And it made life a little easier. You know, snow dust is really bad, as you can see. It's getting dark here, so got up front, just put my laps in, and came away with the victory. So I'm really happy.
Oh, how could you not be, man? Now, obviously, the Arctic Cat was running real nice today for you. Mechanic James set this thing up just prime for you. But why don't we talk a little bit about, the CSRA series? You race down in the States and stuff, too. I mean, coming up here and racing up here, how enjoyable is it for you?
Well, it's nice because I'm not running the full series, so it's no pressure. I'm not going for any championship here. I just come up here now for some seat time, and my main focus is in the States, and that gets pretty stressful down there. So it's nice to come up and just ride a snowmobile for fun and enjoy it more so just because there's no pressure.
Absolutely. And now you got a lot of people backing you up, so let's give some love out to those sponsors.
I gotta thank Arctic Cat. I gotta thank my parents, my mechanics James, Kevin, my girlfriend Bree, and I gotta thank Arctic Cat, Fox Shocks, Beeline Control, Speedworks, Atlas Brace, Actionetics, Evolved SX Conditioning, and just everybody else that's helped me out. I really appreciate it.
Right on, Corey. Appreciate it very much, and hope you do really well again tomorrow. And for everybody else, check us out online, follow us, check out the schedule, go from there.
That's going to do it for Saturday's Pro Open results up here in Sault Ste. Marie. Congratulations to Corey Watkinson taking the #1 spot. End of the day, and we've managed to sneak into the factory rig here with the OTSFF crew, and I'm standing here with Stu. Stu's one of the main mechanics here. You've been on board with the Rockstar Players team for a very long time. Obviously, your head role is a mechanic, but I mean, what else do you do for the team here?
I do a lot of other stuff other than work on the sleds. I order parts, look after rig inventory, do some chassis setup, settings, shock work, engine tuning, data acquisition, basically anything and everything that needs to be done. I kind of spearhead, and then I have a couple of colleagues that work with us, that help me with what I need, and we just work together as a team to get everything done. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Anything technical and mechanical, I kind of spearhead and look after.
All right. Well, yeah, and we noticed that we see you loading the sleds up, unloading them, helping the guys out at the line. Now, when we came into the rig here, we noticed that you had your laptop out. You just plugged into it, and you're doing a little bit of data acquisition here. So, I mean, can you touch base on us, and for everyone that is not used to seeing this kind of stuff, just kind of get a little bit of an explanation of what we're looking at.
Yeah, basically I can take and analyze everything the snowmobile does on the track at any given point very, very precisely. We have a GPS track mapping, so I can see what the sled's doing up the hill, engine RPM, jack shaft speed, throttle position. We measure a lot of stuff on the sled to give us an idea of what's going on. And I go over that, look over the data, make sure everything's working how it should, fueling's good, and then make any changes as needed.
All right, everybody, I'm up here in the lounge in the factory rig, the OTSFF rig, and I'm sitting here with Andre Lorien, the team owner. Andre, you've had this Snowcross team for a while now. Why don't you touch base on the history of this team and what it's started from and where it is now?
Yeah, it's kind of a long story now, but it isn't. We'll make it short. How's that? 2002, I decided to get into snowmobile racing myself. I was an active trail rider, which we're all out there riding aggressively in trails and thinking, wow, I could probably go out and battle and race. So that's what introduced me to CSRA circuit. I was an avid fan, watched it, got into it, built the team that year, myself racing in sport. And I thought, if I'm going to do this, we've got to get, a couple people involved. And Ian Hayden had been an up-and-coming semi-pro who was a motocross background. And I was passed on to him by Kelly Matthews and Becky Matthews. And so that's how the team started. And we, in 2002, we bought our revs and spent a lot of money and just showed up on the circuit. And I put Ian in the pro class. And, what started off as myself racing as well, and with Ian and Becky as our female racer. Next thing you know, I wasn't racing anymore. I was managing a program, and all my sleds were being used by Ian because he was winning. So it was an interesting lifeline there.
Now, I mean, obviously Snowcross is huge on your part because you've done it, but when it comes to action sports here in Canada, it's not only Snowcross that you're helping all these athletes with, and not only from Canada, but from the States as well. Can you touch up on your motocross history with the team as well?
Yeah, certainly. And you know what? The Vive got into the bloodline, and I realized there's a little bit of a business model here. Our background in our company is ocean transportation, worldwide transportation, freight forwarding, and so on. So we seen the business model, and Ian was talking to me. He's like, yeah, you know what? We're involved in snow here. We got to get involved in moto. You got to get into moto. So at the time, we contacted Josh Barrett Group, and they were the distributors for KTM. And with the help of Ian, got introduced to them. We said, look, we got a semi. We're on the road. We're going to be snowmobile racing in the wintertime, but in the summertime, I want to take this shell and get involved in moto. We reached out to all the manufacturers, but Barrett gave us that opportunity, and we stepped into motocross the summer of 2003 with Mike Treadwell, Ian Hayden, and Ryan Lockhart. And it was interesting. I mean, I was grassroots, didn't know nothing about that moto crowd, and had done a snow, pro formula all wintertime, and it was kind of neat. So that's how it got going in motocross.
Let's talk a little bit about, you were talking before about teams being family-oriented and starting and they're growing on their own. Let's talk a little bit about this team, because you guys were the starters. You guys kind of showed everyone that, you don't have to have the biggest companies behind you, that you can do it yourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. We got going, and we baby stepped into it, right, as we talked about. I realized it was a bit of a business model there. My freight company had been established. We'd been doing its thing. Company started in 1994, so it was in place and running. So I had a little bit of funds there to kind of get going on this racing side, which was a passion of myself personally. And we business modeled this with me not having a son or a daughter that was into racing. It was a personal passion, little business model that I realized was out there. And we built it. And, we're sitting here now 11 years later. It was our 10-year anniversary last year. And we've housed some amazing athletes. We've housed factory Yamaha ATV in the U.S. We housed factory Yamaha development program in snow. We housed road racing in Canada for a year, and then that kind of fell apart. Not for us, but the industry in general. And then motocross has always been consistent all the way through. So we were 6 years with Suzuki, and then the last 3 years with Yamaha on the motocross brand.
So this is definitely something that's not going to stop anytime soon.
I like to think not. You know what? I'm in my mid-40s now, and probably look like I'm in my 50s. I feel like it some days when it's minus 25. But you know what? No, I like to think not, because the crew that we've got work hard, and it took 10 years to build that crew. Where everybody knows their place, everybody knows what they got to do, and Ian's been a big part of that. He gets involved in the summertime. As his latter part of motocross shifted, he gets involved in the management skill side of our motocross program, even though he's an athlete in the wintertime. So no, it's not gonna end. I don't see it ending. I'll keep it as a branding platform for my company, Ocean Transportation, and these guys are doing such a good job that it's our business now. It's not just mine, right? So there's a lifeline there for all of them.
So you're not only helping out athletes, but you're also teaching them the business and economic sides of what goes into all these sports, and just being a businessman essentially in that way.
Absolutely. And you know what? Racing's a tough industry. I mean, you're asking people to inject money for a controllable deliverable, which is a really big marketing name. So anybody marketing savvy that's watching this right now, be wow, I just learned that. And so the deliverables for us is we're out there, we've won, we've been around for 10, 12 years. And the controllable part is that the shell's there and it exists, and we're in place. We're in the Canadian market. We can do the U.S. market. The manufacturer wants us to be ABC Group tomorrow with electric motorcycles. We have the turnkey office, building, inside and out to set it all up, right from booking hotels to flights and organizing everything. So there's a crew of about 12 really with this whole program.
Well, we hope the best, and hope that everything just keeps going forward with you, and helping all these athletes out. It's great. It looks really good on you, and wish you the best of luck with everything else. And we thank you, Andre, for joining us for a quick little interview.
Cheers. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for us. So check out some aerial footage provided by APV Extreme of Sunday's day.